All right, welcome to 716 Sports Blizzard. This is Logan. I am here with our host, Robby Snyder, wherever he is. There he is. Robbie's here. So Robbie, how you doing, man? What's going on with you? What's new? You're muted right now, buddy. Come on.
Darn it. You know what? Nick Westbrook and Keenan just went to the Dolphins.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I'm going to send out some of this. Jeez.
And then Mac Hollins went to the Patriots.
Yes, he did. That's true. So how do you feel about those signings?
And then Ty Johnson is signed to the Bills. And so is Reggie Gilliam, which I don't know why they did that because
Is Reggie Gilliam still on the Bills?
Yeah, they just extended him again.
Really? Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, I don't know why they did that, but still.
That is not something I agree with.
Yeah, me either, because they don't even use the fullback position anyways.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, if it was, if we use the fullback in a meaningful role, maybe that would work. But, I mean, how many snaps did Reggie Gilliam really play? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, he's just collecting a check and not really doing much. I mean, I can take a look. If PFF will show me how many snaps he played, that's what I'm looking at right now. But out of 5 active fullbacks, he ranked third. I mean, he only averaged 1 yard in the last 5 games of the season, apparently. So I don't even know. He had 3 carries all year. He just didn't really do much. I don't even think he had that many snaps. So a puzzling move, to say the least. But how much did we sign him for? Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay, let me see if I can find that, because that is interesting. Let me take a look. Reggie Gilliam contract. Let's take a look. It looks like Reggie Gilliam, a 1-year deal. Doesn't say how much, but I do see a 1-year deal on Reggie Gilliam. So it sounds like neither of us are huge fans of that.
True.
So let's talk about some of the other Bills free agency moves. What else are we looking at? We had 2 first day signings. Do you remember who they were?
I don't remember who they were. No.
Okay, well, I will bring that up for you, because we did bring in 2 new players, that being Josh Palmer and Michael Hoyt. So, Josh Palmer was a wide receiver with the Los Angeles Chargers last year.
Oh, I'm back.
What's up? Were you gone?
I want to. I was gonna put something in the comments, but I don't want to lose you. So hang on.
All right, dude, you're good. But Josh Palmer was somebody that we had in the building.
Oh yeah, true.
I like this. Hold on. Go Bills, let's go. Let's freaking go.
I had to.
I know you did. I know.
I mean, because there's nobody in there, so I was just, what, I'll put something in.
Yeah, I got you. It's okay. Well, we'll get some viewers later on, I'm sure. We normally get some viewers as the show goes on, so that's totally
True.
okay. But yeah, Josh Palmer is probably the big signing we have. We signed him to a 3-year deal at I think 36 million total.
Yeah, and what was the other guy?
There's Michael Hoyt, who is a defensive end. But he has versatility. He kind of plays a bunch of different roles. Let me take a look here and find the official Buffalo Bills roster transactions. Let's take a look.
And then we had another one. I don't remember.
Did we sign somebody else? Let me take a look.
He came from the Bears.
Is that recent?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I'm seeing Josh Palmer, 3 years, 36 million. Michael Hoyt, 3 years, up to 24 million. Darrington Evans, running back.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, he's depth. I know he played a little bit in Tennessee. I can't imagine he's more than a practice squad player, but sometimes you can't really go wrong with bringing in old faces. So, last year Darrington Evans had 3 carries for 3 yards and no catches, so he didn't really do much, and that's okay. Yeah, he didn't do much of anything at all, and that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure he'll play on the practice squad and give a couple of players some runs for their money, and maybe he makes the final roster. So, what do you think about the 2 free agent signings we had? Josh Palmer and Michael Hoyt. Those are our 2 big ones.
I think that some of it was good.
So Josh Palmer, wide receiver. We let Mac Hollins go. I don't think Curtis Samuel's with the team anymore. Do you think it was necessary to get a wide receiver like him in the building?
Yeah. What? Oh, geez.
Get the heck out of here. Come on.
Well, the Sabres are stinky, so I was gonna say it.
I know. Are they playing tonight? Are the Sabres playing tonight?
No, they play tomorrow night against Detroit.
Gotcha. Yeah. But
and that's Chris Palme's team, so
yeah, Red Wings. Yeah. But let's, Josh Palmer, he is heading into his here we go. Josh Famer's in the stream. Let's go.
Yeah, Josh Famer's in the stream, and he's giving me a fart bot. Really,
yeah.
Famer?
Famer, we were just talking about Josh Palmer as the new signing for the Bills, and here's my thoughts on it. I'll give you my thoughts, and then Robby will give his thoughts. This is a player who's heading into his 4th or 5th season in the league. Let me double check that.
Oh no, I'm toast. Yes, you are, Famer.
Yeah, he's toast. He is toast. Yeah, but right now he's 25 years old. He's 25 years old, and he's already played 4 seasons in the league. He's heading into his year 5 season. And in his year 5 season, he's going to be 26 years old. So he has a lot of experience in the league already, and he's still young. There's still a lot of room for him to grow. So I think that this signing is fantastic in terms of process. It's a player that will be playing with the best quarterback arguably the best quarterback in football, and the best quarterback of his career up to this point. Allen is a better quarterback than Herbert. So I think the potential here is higher than people think. I know people are a little bit underwhelmed, but I think the process is quite good. And I think that
You're going to make me say it, aren't you?
Go ahead.
I mean, what if you compared Herbert to Allen? What would be the difference between the two?
Well, the one big thing is MVPs. And Josh Allen also has playoff success. Justin Herbert does not. I think Josh Allen has a stronger arm. He's a better athlete, and he's more of an explosive playmaker. I do like Justin Herbert, though. I think that he's another player that he has very good velocity on his throws. He's very accurate. He was very smart with the football last year. And it took him a little bit while to get going, but I think that Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, both fantastic players. But I will give the edge to Josh Allen. Obviously, the more playoff success, arguably with less to work with. So, do you agree with me, or maybe?
When you think of like the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes whole thing?
Well, I'll tell you this. Josh Allen is 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, where the games matter most. So
yeah, in the playoffs, yeah, but like regular season, regular season he can beat them.
Yep, he can. But when it matters most, the team around him can't get the job done. And to be honest, I don't think any of the losses against the Chiefs are Josh Allen's fault. I think it's the team around him. The defense just can't hold up. The defense is soft. It's not aggressive, and it's costing us in the big moments. We're just letting Patrick Mahomes take the underneath stuff, and the receivers do the rest of the work. So,
and now with what's his name? Von Miller gone.
Yeah.
Do you think the rest of our guys are like good enough? Like Rousseau, Oliver, the edge rushers?
Here's what I'll say. I think losing Von Miller hurts because he played the year at 34 years old, and to be quite honest, he was more efficient than I think people expected. He was very good in the pass rush. He was racking up a lot of pressures. I think early in the season he played well, and he had 6 sacks on the year. And he was a good mentor for guys like Rousseau. And but honestly, edge is a big need. I think we're seeing now the superstar edge players are all off the table. So that means guys like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson is the only one still kind of up in the air.
Trey Hendrickson is the only one that is really
on the market.
And like per reports, Bean was talking with him.
With who?
Hendrickson.
Oh, really? I hope so. I'd like to bring him in. I think he'd be a good number one. Trey Hendrickson is a very productive pass rusher. He gets a lot of sacks per year, give or take. He's good for 13 at least.
Or do you think we wait till draft and draft somebody?
Well, I guess that brings us into potential mock draft. If you would like, we can look at the players and see what's available. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Do you want me to share my mock draft, or do you want to start a new one and we can look at all the players that might be available?
We could start a fresh one.
Sure, sounds great. Let me do that.
If you know how to share your screen and everything.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I will figure it out.
Proof.
Get the heck out of here. Come on. Present. Okay. Share screen. Alrighty. Is it working? We're good?
I can see it.
Okay. So we will select all teams. Let's enter the draft. This is on PFF. We'll start the draft. So if we were to look at the top players available, let's take a look at edge rushers. So that's ED. These are edge rushers. The top guys available are Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is going to go top 3 in the draft. He's a fantastic player. James Pierce and Mike Green are 2, I think, both potential players that could fall. James Pierce is a super hyper athlete. He ran like a 4.44 and like 6'4". I mean, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. What am I looking for? Just an unbelievable athlete. That's something you don't get out of the edge position like that. But he does have character concerns. Mike Green is another one that has character concerns. He has some domestic violence allegations that are coming up against him. So is that a player that can fall in the draft? It's possible. Is that a player that Brandon Beane's going to want to bring in? I don't know. Brandon Beane is very high on character players. So,
yeah, he is.
Don't say it. Come on. So he likes players with very high character. I can't speak on the character of the rest of these guys. Donovan Ezeruku, I don't know much about him, to be honest with you. Michael Williams, Shamar Stewart is a player that has been skyrocketing up draft boards. I could see him going in the top 10 if the need is there. Very athletic. Jack Sawyer is another one that could be of interest. I'm not really sold on him as a top player, but I don't think he, I don't know if he, I don't know if he'll be like the superstar that we're looking for, but he's a player that could be on the board at our pick. And then let's look at linebackers as well, because some of the edge rushers slipped into the linebacker position. So Jahad Campbell is an inside linebacker. Jalen Walker projects as an edge rusher in the league. Another player that's very productive, very good athlete. I could see him going in the top 15 maybe as a possibility. And then looking through some of these other guys, they all look like edge rushers. But, I think you have the top guys and then a couple guys I think could fall. I think we could see, if PFF is very high on Donovan Ezeruku, so that could be a player maybe at 30 the Bills are looking into. They're a bit lower on guys like Jalen Walker and Shamar Stewart, who are more athlete types rather than refined pass rushers. But in the NFL, sometimes you're just looking for that elite athlete. So those are players of need I think we could look into. Any other positions you think we need? Because I think there's a lot of positions on the defense that we still could look into.
Yeah, like defensive side of the ball. Probably safety.
Yep. So let's take a look at him. Let's take a look at our safeties. The top, really the ones we're looking at are like the top 5 safeties. Malachi Starks is someone that Pro Football Focus is very high on. And with the need at safety, it can be difficult to it can be difficult to place him as a top 10 guy like they have him ranked. You can see the rank here is number 9, but the average draft position is around 19. So that will be around where the Buccaneers pick. But I think there's a chance he falls even farther because the need for safety in the league just continues to go down, it feels like. And we're seeing safeties not get paid enough. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer came in on very cheap deals. The safety I actually expect to go first is Nick Emenwari, who I believe in your podcast with Dean I was watching. He was a guy that was maybe he'll be there in the second round. He is not going to fall to the second round. Nick Emenwari has completely shot up draft boards, mainly because he had a fantastic combine. I think he ran a 4.33. Let me fact check that. But 40 time. Nick Emenwari 40 time. Yeah, as a safety, he ran a 4.38. And as a safety, that is very, very fast. He plays fast on the field, and he's a player that I think is going to shoot up draft boards continuously. And I think he's going to be the first safety taken off the board. Xavier Watts, to be honest, I don't know much about him, but he's projected second round. Sebastian Castro, Kevin Winston is another guy that is being talked about from Penn State. Another guy that I think could be a nice late round steal for the Bills. But right now, I think guys we could look into. I wouldn't be shocked. Brandon Beane likes to trade up. He does. He can be aggressive. He moves around a lot in the draft, whether last year was trading down a couple times, but in the past he's known to trade up to get a guy he likes. Malachi Starks, if he falls and the Bills like him enough, let's say I could see the Bills trying to come up all the way to 19, trading with Tampa Bay if the need is there, getting a guy like Malachi Starks or getting a guy like Nick Emenwari. So those are two players I think the Bills need to be targeting.
And I mean, when Dean and I were doing our show, he was talking about the guy from South Carolina, I think that was.
Yeah, Nick Emenwari is from South Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of blurry, but I can kind of see it.
Gotcha.
Because I can see the logo, so it kind of.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's the player we're looking at is Nick Emenwari. I can blow him up. We can take a look at him. Looks like they show.
Oh, come on! There's no
picture. But 79 grade is very good. His best game came against Kentucky. His worst game against Alabama. And
Roll Tide.
But that's a player we could be looking into.
I had to sneak that in there for
yeah.
Because she's a Wyoming Cowboy fan.
Yeah, gotcha. So we will. Any other positions you want to look into, or I think defensive interior could be of interest as well. I don't think linebacker is something we're looking into. But there's a couple players in here. I think a guy like Shamar Turner could be somebody we get end of the first round. Derek Harmon, I think, has a chance to fall. But Mason Graham is probably going to be a top 5 pick. I don't think he's going to get past Jacksonville at number 5. So,
and the Bills don't have a third. I don't think.
No. Okay.
I don't think they have a third or fourth. I'm not really sure.
I'm not 100% sure either, but that's something we can look into. But we look all around, and I think Walter Nolan, he's a guy that could fall, but I think he's going to go to Cincinnati at 17. They need defensive interior pretty badly. So that's where I think he's going to go. But I'm thinking some of the top guys we need to look into are Nick Emenwari, Malachi Starks. I think those are the two guys we need to look into at safety. I think corner is also potentially on the board. I don't really know. We need depth there. And I think a guy like Siobhan Ravel out of East Carolina. Maxwell Hairston had a fantastic combine. He ran a 4.29, I think. Maxwell Hairston at Kentucky, Siobhan Ravel out of East Carolina. Ezra Thomas is another player out of Florida State that a lot of smart analysts tend to like. So there's a lot of ways we could go. And Robby, do you think there's a position that the Bills need to draft?
Well, I don't think the Bills really need to draft like a wide receiver or quarterback or anything like that.
Definitely don't need a quarterback. I can tell you that. Maybe a backup wouldn't hurt. In terms of backups we're looking at, I think Tyler Shug could be interesting. He's a little bit older. Curtis Rourke was surprisingly very good for Indiana, despite the fact that he was playing the entire season on a broken knee, essentially. I think those are players that could end up in maybe as a backup, two players that could get around here. So I guess we'll see what happens. But let's have some fun. I think Tennessee, that's our friend Nate's team. Do you think they're going to go quarterback? What do you think?
I mean, they could go Cam Ward, couldn't they? Because
yeah, that's a player I think they will go with.
what happened to Will Levis or whatever his name was?
He did not have a very good year. He was very bad for Tennessee. He threw a lot of interceptions. That was his big problem.
Great. Now the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. Blah.
Cleveland Browns. They have a couple of options. We're looking at the board here. I think it's between Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is a great edge rusher. The need for edge rusher is not there because they have Myles Garrett, but the potential of a Myles Garrett, Abdul Carter edge team is really exciting. So what do you think about something like that? You want to go with Abdul Carter, or do you think Travis Hunter is listed as a corner, but he can play both corner and wide receiver? He is a very good player. What do we think?
Well, I would go with the guy from Penn State.
That'll be Abdul Carter. That's the edge rusher. And then we'll just do the top five. We'll do the top 5 picks. We'll have a little bit of fun. Rob, you still there with me? You're black screen right now, buddy. Oh, geez. Robbie, I think you're toast. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. We'll make it quick. We're only going to get to pick 5, all right? So number 3, the Giants. I think the pick here would probably be Travis Hunter, a guy that can play both ways.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. Stupid technology, I guess.
That's okay. Travis Hunter is out of Colorado. Did you watch any Travis Hunter? Do you have any thoughts on him? He plays both corner and wide receiver, something we don't see a lot in the NFL nowadays. So, what do you think about him? Do you know anything about him?
I mean, I watched maybe like 2 or 3 games of Colorado State, but not like
Gotcha. I think he's a player that would probably go to the Giants here at 3. The Patriots, they could go anywhere on the board here. The popular picks are Will Campbell, Tetoria McMillan, or Armand Membo. That is 2 offensive tackles and a wide receiver. What do you think they're going to do?
Give them Campbell on this one.
All right, they will go Will Campbell. A popular pick. Jaguars. This will be our last pick of the day. They have Tet McMillan, Mason Graham, Aston Genty. Those are players. Armand Membo is another one I think will be drafted very highly. What do you think?
Give them the guy from Boise State.
Aston Genty. Okay, how about that? I like it. Aston Genty is a very good player. I don't know if he ran a 40. I don't think he did, but
technology these days is nuts.
That's okay. Well, Aston Genty would be a fun player for them to get. That means they would be moving on from Travis Etienne, and he's a player I like quite a bit. But
then maybe the Bill can go after him.
Etienne, that's a possibility. Maybe.
I would enjoy that.
I would love that. I love Travis Etienne. So that's gonna do it for me. I don't really have much else to go over. What do you think, bud?
I liked him too. Cause he's like a speed guy, kind of.
Yes, you're right. He's a very fast, explosive player. Still with a lot of upside. So we'll see what he can do. If he could bounce back in Jacksonville or if he goes somewhere new. So anything else you want to add, or are we good to go?
Go Red Wings and go Bandits.
Go Red Wings. Go Bandits. Go Sabres. Oh no.